Killer Santas, exploding bubbles, an alien spaceship shaped like a giant star. Christmas with the Tenth Doctor is anything but a silent night. Ah, welcome, friends and companions. How are you today? Sci-Fi Fantasy fans and all sort of fans meet on this channel for fun chats about their beloved books, movies, series, and franchises. We also talk about food and drinks, music and sport, and a special place on this channel for Doctor Who. Ooh. This channel has multiple names. Yeah, actually, this channel generates regularly. Most of the time, this channel is called Random Entertainment Channel, and random because we will discuss everything that involves entertainment, including movies and series, books and music. We don't do politics and religion on this channel because we want to have a fun time here. Jokes, humor, laughter. So, no place for religion or politics on this channel. We want to have entertainment. We want to entertain. Let me entertain you. Yes, entertainment on this channel. Random because we're broadcast non-fixed times actually many different times. That's also the case with the Doctor. Doctor travels to time and space. Past, present, future, different universes, different planets, different galaxies, whatever. So, and the reason because we broadcast on non-fixed times is actually I want to meet as much people as possible, different time zones, different countries. I want to make friends and companions, and I want to serve as much people as possible. And I want to meet, yeah, yes, I want to meet, yeah. So that's the reason I want to broadcast on the different times and cover the different time zones. So you need to subscribe to this channel to know what time the broadcast is. Random. Also, because we have no guests or different guests, it depends what to join me in live stream or panel. If you want to join me in live stream, feel free to contact me via. I want to put you can put a comment on one of the YouTube videos, or you can just meet me on the Discord server of the Random Entertainment channel, and we look what is possible. It is also possible that you invite me for your channel. I'm available for live stream or panel on your channel. Feel free to contact me about this, because I also want to contribute on your channel, make friends and companions and network. So, in summary, you are invited for take a place next to me, and feel free to invite me for your channel, for your live stream and panel to talk about the things we like. Entertainment, of course. The Discord server is called Random Entertainment Channel Tech Doctor Who, and you'll find me very quick because I bump the server regularly. So look on Discord and you'll find me. So cheers, mate, and have lots of fun. This is your host, Enigmatic Joker. And as you can see in the avatar today, we do a 10th Doctor story. And again, a Christmas story. So, first some general info about this story. The Runaway Bride was 2006 Christmas special of Doctor Who. It was the show's second Christmas special since its revival and the second Christmas special starring David Tennant as the Doctor. It marked the first change of companion since the 2005 revival had begun, and also introduced the modern era concept of the one-off, one-story companion. Though Donna did later return for a full series of her own, the original plan was for her only to appear in this episode, thereby blazing a trail that authors like Astrid Beth, Jackson Lake, Christina de Souza, and Adelaide Brooke would follow. This episode marked the first appearance of Sylvia Noble. Runaway Bride was also, from a production point of view, the start of the third series of the program, though As with most Christmas specials prior to 2012, the episode was considered a standalone. This episode also featured the first spoken reference to Mr. Saxon, first referenced on a newspaper in Love Monsters, who became the story arc of the following episodes. The concept and title had been considered by head writer Russell T Davies since the BBC Wales incarnation of the show was greenlit in 2003. It had intended to be a Series 2 episode, but after Russell learned with little warning from Jane Tranter at the BAFTA screening of The Parting of the Ways that not only was there to be a 2005 Christmas special, but a 2006 one as well. Bride was moved ahead to the Christmas slot and took on a whole new lease of life. As a story following Biddy Piper's departure from her role as Rose Tyler, but before the new companion introduced at the start of the full third series came in. Bride's spot was replaced by Tooth and Claw, which in return was bumped up from episode 6 to episode 2. In 2020, the Runaway Bride reactively became part of the Time Lord Victorious multimedia event. For the people who don't know what Time Lord Victorious is, a brief summary about this. Time Lord Victorious was a multi-platform story released between 17th of August 2020 and 7th February 2024. The series was set in and around the Coterie crisis and featured the 8th, 9th, and 10th Doctors, as well as Rose Tyler, Brian de Ooth, and the Dalek Restoration Empire. So an overview about this Time Lord Victorious. The series was first teased online by Big Finish Productions and Doctor Who social media on 26th of April 2020, with first details of the storyline being announced on the following day. Big Finish announced that Time Lord Victorious will tell a new and untold story set in dark times near the start of the universe, when even the Eternals were young. Following several doctors across space and time as they defend their home planet from terrible race, this is a story like no other. So the first releases were the Unity Field Locks and from 17 till 20 August of 2020. So that's some things about the Time Lord Victorious. For people who don't know what Time Lord Victorious is, some fans mentioned this term, so you know a little bit about that. Okay, now we'll go back to the actual story. We now dive into the plot. So spoiler alert. If you haven't watched this story yet, I highly recommend to do that. And otherwise, you can listen further. So there we go. Donna Noble is escorted down the aisle by her father Geoff to her waiting groom, Lance Bennett, as her Christmas Eve wedding. Halfway down the aisle, she is surrounded by a mysterious golden glow. Screaming in horror, Donna dissolves into a cloud of energy that goes flying up through the ceiling. The guests are left baffled. Was Donna just abducted? In outer space, the TARDIS is orbiting a supernova. The golden energy enters the time machine. Inside, a tearful 10th Doctor had just finished saying his farewell to Rose Tyler when he looks up to see Donna. She is shocked to find herself in the odd location. He is flabbergasted as to how she ended up in the TARDIS. While the Doctor gets increasingly confused as to how she somehow got inside while the TARDIS was in flight, Donna becomes equally angry and confused as to what's going on. Donna is irate at being stolen from her wedding and accuses the Doctor, demanding answers. She even threatens to sue him. She thinks her friend Neris got her back with an elaborate prank. She yanks open the doors and finds herself staring out into deep space. Shocked back to her senses, she realizes the Doctor's an alien and what she is seeing is real. The Doctor cannot figure out how she gained entrance to the TARDIS, and Donna demands that he return her to the church. She gives her very detailed information as to where it is, since the Doctor is an alien. She spots Rose's shirt and accuses him of having abducted other women. The doctor tells her it belongs to her friend, but she's gone. The doctor tries to get to the church in Chiswick, but accidentally lands the TARDIS near Oxford Street. Donna calls him a Martian, then storms out of the TARDIS. She then sees that the outside is smaller, and, going into shock again, she rushes off. Doctor rushes after her, telling her to go back. However, she's too weirded out to want to. The doctor then notices that it's December 24th, 2007. He wonders why she chose to get married today. Donna tells him that she hates Christmas and plans to honeymoon in Morocco. Donna tries to get a taxi, but the taxi drivers believe that she is dressed for a fancy dress party, drunk, or a drag queen. She goes to a payphone, which the doctor steps with the sonic screwdriver to work. Donna calls her mother Sylvia, telling her frantically where she is. The doctor goes to get her money for a cab. However, the doctor notices familiar masked Santas. They are the robotic scavengers from the previous year's Christmas, leveling their weapons disguised as bent instruments at him. He distracts them by using a sonic screwdriver on the ATM to make it spit out money, causing a crazed rush from the nearby crowd. It's all about the money, money, money. He goes off in search of Dana and finds her taking off in a cab. It's driver yet another of the robotic Santas. Dana quickly realizes her cab is not taking her to the church and finds the doctor has engaged the TARDIS in pursuit of the cab on the highway, watched by two astonished children in the back of a car. Doctor urges Donna to jump from the taxi to the TARDIS, which she reluctant to do, and asks if the woman he lost trusted him. Doctor confirms this and assures her the friend he's lost is still alive and tells her to jump, which is echoed by the children watching from the car. Donna, after some hesitation, jumps into the doctor's arms, and the TARDIS spins off into the sky with the children cheering it off. Yay! The TARDIS lands on a roof. Donna sits on a ledge as the doctor uses a fire extinguisher to put out flames inside the control room. All that excitement puts too much strain on the old girl. He tells Donna that the TARDIS needs some rest before she can be used again. He then notes playfully that for a spaceship, it doesn't really do well when it comes to flying. Seeing Donna is cold, the doctor lends her his jacket. She jokes that he is way too skinny as the coat wouldn't fit an average sized man. The doctor asks if he missed her wedding, to which she confirms. He tells her that she still has the honeymoon, which Donna passes off as just a holiday. Donna laughs that it's too bad he doesn't have a time machine. Then they could just go back to when she vanished. Not wanting to disturb her more, the doctor subtly says it will be impossible due to the laws of time. He can't go back along someone's personal timeline. The doctor gives Donna a biodemper ring to stop the Santas tracking her. He asks Donna to talk about herself so he can figure out why she's being targeted. But to the doctor's surprise, Donna missed the Psychorex attempted invasion previous Christmas because she was asleep with a hangover. He then learns she works at a security firm called Hasty Clements, where she met her husband to be, Lance. She was interested in him because, as head of HR, humor source, Donna found it odd he would bother her to get coffee for a temp. Donna says they went out for a while, and Lance asked her to marry him. However, as the flashbacks show, Donna was the one constantly pestering him to get married. He eventually gave in. The doctor takes Donna to her reception, where Lance is dancing with the doctor's bridesmaid, Neris. Donna is shocked and furious that her friends and family are having the wedding reception without her. Neris points out that it was already paid for, so they didn't want to waste it. Donna snaps back at her. Sylvia Noble, Donna's mother, demands to know about her bizarre phone call and how she pulled off the disappearing act. The amount of attention she's getting causes Donna to break down and cry. They stop questioning her. Donna gives a wink to the doctor. She's faking to make them feel bad for her. The party continues, and during the dancing, the doctor spots a woman with a long, blonde hair dancing. It makes him think of Rose, upsetting him again. He then borrows a mobile phone to look up. He sees Clemens. He learns the firm is, or rather was, owned by the Torchwood Institute. The doctor catches sight of the wedding photographer showing someone his camera and goes to see what's so interesting. The doctor sees the footage of Donna vanishing in golden light, asking for a replay. To his shock, Donna was infused with ion particles, a source of energy that hasn't existed for billions of years. Horrified, the doctor realizes that the biodamper can't hide Donna. The doctor grabs Donna and they run outside to find a hall surrounded by the Santas. Seeing one of them holding a remote, the doctor looks back at the trees. When Donna asks why he's concerned about them, he retorts, they kill. The doctor yells for everyone to get away from the trees, earning laughter. However, everyone soon goes silent. Contrary to what the doctor believed, the ornaments are flying off the trees. The crowd watches in awe until they start crashing into tables and exploding. Everyone, with Angelica being the loudest, panics before taking cover as the doctor rushes to the DJ equipment. The Santas enter with the doctor taking the mic and telling them they blundered. They let a man with a sonic screwdriver near the sound equipment. Using the speakers, the doctor creates a sound so powerful it shakes the robot forms apart. The doctor scans the head of one of the Santas, realizing they aren't scavengers anymore. Someone has taken command. The doctor traces a signal outside, finding that the signal is coming from space. Inside a star-shaped spaceship, an alien calls him clever boy before cutting the signal. Without a signal, the doctor decides to investigate I see Clemens, asking Donald to take him there. She points out that she doesn't have the pockets for keys. She drags Lance along since he has a car. Doctor asks Lance to take Donna and him to Jesse Clemens, learning that after Torchwood wants destruction in the Battle of Canary Wharf, someone else took control of the company. Donna has no recollection of it, claiming she was in Spain, even when the doctor mentions that there were Cybermen in Spain as well. Donna says she was scuba diving at the time. The doctor sighs that she's always missing the big picture. Doctor finds a basement level, not on the floor plans, and the three go there, finding themselves in a long tunnel that leads to the Thames flood barrier. They find transport segways. The doctor and Donna exchange glances between each other before bursting out laughing. Yes. At the end of the corridor, they discover a lab filled with tubes of water. The doctor explains that ion particles were being created from water and are being stored in liquid form. He explains that his people created them, making Lance ask who he works for. The doctor tells him he's a freelance. The doctor quickly does a scan of Rana, revealing to her that she's saturated with the particles. The TARDIS is the only other place in the universe where ion particles exist. When the ones in Donna activated, due to the raging hormones the stress of her wedding day caused, it creates a magnetic field effect that pulled her inside. He dumps this down for Donna and Lance by using a pencil and mark to demonstrate his explanation. There's an immense hole in the floor of the room. Doctor surmises it was dug by Torchwood's later technology and extends to the center of the Earth. As they explore, a half-humanoid, half-spider teleports into the lab. Doctor recognizes it as one of the Ragnos, a race though wiped out billions of years ago by the fledgling empires in the Dark Times. The Ragnos calls herself the Empress. She has fashioned a large web above the pit, where the body of Hesse Clemens still hangs. "My Christmas dinner!" the Empress laughs. The doctor talks to the Empress, wondering if there are any other survivors. The species is a threat as they eat everything, destroying whole planets. The Empress defends this as her species are born starving. It's not their fault intentionally, just their biology. Donna takes control of the conversation to distract the Empress as Lance sneaks behind it with an axe. However, right as Lance raises the axe to strike, the Empress turns and both start laughing. Donna can't figure out what's going on, making point out she's stupid. The doctor, who had been suspicious of Lance the moment he heard his job title, Head of Human Resources, somberly asks Donna how she met Lance again. She says over coffee, before coming to the conclusion she missed before. Lance was spiking her coffee with human particles every day. They needed to incubate in a living being until they were ready for use. The Empress needs human particles for what at the bottom of the hole. Lance then explains that he only went through with marrying Donna to make sure she didn't leave. He had to put up with torturous hours of listening to her gap on and on, calling her the never-ending fountain of fat, stupid trivia. But now he can finally be free of her and resume his life, callously rejecting Donna's declarations of love. The killing that it was that made was what made it easy. And the Doctor and Donna are targeted by the roboforms under the Impress control. The Doctor reversed the particle activity with a vial of liquid human particles he'd collected earlier. This caused the TARDIS to materialize around them so they can escape. The roboforms open a fire, but the TARDIS shrugs off the shots and dematerializes. The Empress is not thwarted. With the knowledge gained by dosing Donna, she knows how to achieve the same result with Lance. She begins to force feed him the human liquid by trapping him in her web. The Doctor takes the TARDIS to the creation of the Earth to learn why the Empress has dug into the core of the planet. He attempts to distract Donna into looking, and they notice a Ragnos spaceship arriving to hide from being exterminated by the fledgling empires. Doctor fast forwards time outside the ship, asking Donna what's happening. She tells him that the Earth is forming around the ship. The Doctor realizes that the ship is the actual core of the Earth. That's why the Empress needs human particles to awaken her children. If that happens, the Ragnos will eat everything and everyone on Earth. Worse, they'll likely destroy the planet to free their ship. As the Doctor explains his realization, TARDIS suddenly shakes and the door shut. The Doctor yells that the Empress has doused Lance with human particles and the pool is dragging them back to 2008. However, to avoid directly returning, Doctor uses percussive maintenance on the extrapolator, which now appears to have TARDIS coral growing around it, to skip sideways into an empty corridor. As he listens at the door, Donna is captured and suspended in the Emperor's web. The Doctor realizes he is gone, then opens the door to find a black-cloaked robot aiming a weapon at him. The Empress activates the human particles, which purge from Donna and Lance and fall down the hole. Knowing her fellow Ragnos will be hungry, she prepares to drop meat down for them. Once Lance asks her to choose Donna, she considers it but decides to send Lance down inside for being rude. With the weapon severed, Lance falls, screaming. Donna is now horrified of sharing his faith. Meanwhile, the Empress ship descends over the city, taking for a Christmas star until it fires on the city, causing panic and destruction. One little girl is nearly electrocuted by a laser before her father pulls her out of the way. The Empress catches the Doctor as he sneaks back into the laboratory, in disguise as a robot form. The Doctor cuts the spiderweb with his sonic screwdriver, with Donna swinging on the strand to him. However, it's too long and Donna hits a wall with a chromatic metallic clank. Thanks for nothing. Donna sneers. The doctor offers Ragnos one last chance. He will take her kind to a planet where they will threaten no one. She calls him funny, declining his offer, then tells the firing squad to aim. But they shut down as the doctor calmly says, Relax. He pulls a remote resembling a very flashy RC car controller from his pockets, which he says are bigger on the inside. Yeah, yeah. The doctor reprograms roboforms to only obey him. The Empress proudly declares that the roboforms will not be necessary. Her children will dine on Martian flesh tonight. The doctor reveals that he's not from Mars, but Gallifrey. The Empress is enraged as she acclaims, They murdered the Ragnos! The doctor simply responds, I warned you, you did this, and holds out a few of the explosive Christmas ornaments ominously. The Empress realizes she has gone too far and pleads for mercy, but it is much too late. The doctor throws the bubbles into the air and uses the remote to control them, like remote control bombs to blow holes in a tunnel. Water from the Thames rushes in, swirling around the Empress and reaching and traveling down the hole to the Earth's core, drowning the Ragnos within. The doctor stoically, coldly even, watches as the water pours in. Flames rush up, and Empress screams in anguish for her children. Donna's look grows horrified, and takes her yelling out to the doctor when they are both soaked. Doctor, you can stop now! To snap him out of it, at which point a look of terror comes across his face as well as if he realizes what he has done. They escape into the TARDIS while the Empress teleports back to her ship, vowing to scorch the Earth. Doctor replies that the opening of the secret heart and the Upstar's assault on London has drained its energy and left it defenseless. Humanity isn't, however, and the powerless Webstar is blown out of the sky by Challenger 2 tanks under orders of Mr. Saxon, presumably destroying the Empress and the Ragnos species with it. The doctor returns Donna home, but she is desolate, having lost her job and her fiancé the same evening. The doctor uses a burst of energy from the TARDIS to make it snow, hoping to cheer her up. He invites her to join him in the TARDIS. She declines, but encourages him to find someone, recognizing he has just lost someone himself, and that sometimes he needs someone to stop him from doing something terrible. The doctor tells her briefly about Rose, and then disappears into his TARDIS. And that, my friends and companions, is the end of this Christmas special, The Runaway Bride. I will name some cast members. The Doctor is played by David Tennant. Donna Noble is played by Catherine Tate. The Empress is played by Sarah Parrish. Lance Bennett is played by Don Gillett. J.L. Noble is played by Howard Altfield. Sylvia Noble is played by Jacqueline King. The Vicar is played by Trevor George. Taxi driver is played by Jen Wilson. Nurse is played by Crystal Archer. Rotary is played by Rotary Melier. Little girl is played by Safira Boateng. And Robot Santa is played by Paul Casey. Some world building. In the case of animals, Donna once had a dog which she would have got rid of if Lance married her. Some world building in food and beverages. Lance had made Donna coffee, which got them talking. And the other thing is that Lance mentions Pringles and how Donna seemed to get excited when there was a new flavor. I'm also interested in a new flavor of Pringles. Individuals. Mr. Saxon orders the destruction of the Webstar. Second thing is that Lance says that Donna talked exactly about Brett and Angelina. Is Porsche pregnant? X Factor, the Atkins diet, and Feng Shui. Another thing is that Connie decorated the tree. Next thing in individuals is the lens parents are Iris and Stan Bennett. Donna thinks Neris is behind her suddenly appearing in the TARDIS. On her first day of school, Donna was sent home for biting. And when trying to hail a taxi, a passerby assumed Donna is either drunk or in drag. And Lens is the head of human resources. So about well-being in individuals. So well-being locations, four things. The church Donna and Lens are getting married is called St. Mary's. It's on Heaven Road. And other things that Donna planned to have her honeymoon in Morocco. Third thing is that, according to Lance, Donna cannot point to Germany on the map. And the fourth thing is that Noble's home is a red brick semi-detached house. It has a wooden door, bow windows, a small front garden with flower bushes closed by a small shallow brick wall, topped with a metal fence. And there are picture frames inside. And for Christmas, it is decorated with Christmas lights, a Christmas tree, and ornamental stars. Some world building in music. The roboforms play God Rest Ye Merry Gentlemen when in their Santa disguise. And the second thing in music is that two songs are heard during Donna's wedding reception. That is Merry Christmas Everybody by Slade, and an original song, Love Don't Roam, which makes reference to Rose's disappearance. Merry Christmas Everybody would be heard again in the parallel world of Turn Left. It was also heard previously in the Christmas Invasion. It's heard again during the Dream Crab Dream of Last Christmas. And Last Christmas, it is in the 12th Doctor story, Peter Capaldi and Clara Oswald companion. And of course, there is Santa in it. Another thing is that something in world building objects, the Doctor compares Donna to a microwave and a pressure cooker. Mm. And the other thing is that Blanche pretends to attack the Ragnos with an axe. Some world building organizations. There is a Torchwood Institute based on the River Thames, extracting human particles which exist within the heart of the TARDIS. The second thing is that Donna's wedding dress is from Chess Allison. The third thing is that HW W.H. Smith near where Donna and the Doctor try to hail a taxi. And fourth thing is that Donna describes Hesse Clemens as a posh locksmith. Another thing, world building in species, the Doctor asks Donna if Lance is a bit overweight with a zip around his forehead, alluding to the Slideen. Second thing is that after the Doctor informed the Empress that he's from Gallifrey, she screamed in danger, shouting, "They, that's the Time Lords, murdered the Ragnos." A third thing in species is that Donna repeatedly mistakes the Doctor for a Martian. Fourth thing is that the Ragnos claims she has been waiting at the edge of the universe. Last thing in species is that Donna thinks there might be dinosaurs under the earth. Some world building in sports. Donna sarcastically says she was playing 10-pin bowling before she appeared in TARDIS. And second thing is Donna was scuba diving in Spain during the Battle of Canary Wharf. Then some world building in technology. The Doctor uses the tribo-physical waveform macrokinetic extrapolator, which seems to have been incorporated into the TARDIS. Very interesting. And the second thing is that Doctor uses a biodamper to keep Donna hidden from the robot Santas. And last thing in world building, that's with website. I was looking for information on Hasty Clemens. Doctor went past websites for Wicked Mail, Unit, Torchwood House, Tech Minx, Unknown, All-Star Lookalikes, Leamington Spa Leefboot Museum, JWR, Geel Complex, Unknown, Frank Barker, Different Vale School, Defending the Earth, Sheep Surf, British Rocket Group, Boyd Up, Unknown. Another some story notes. Mm-hmm. And there was some. In those set at Christmas, the story was filmed in late July, with an average temperature of 30 degrees centigrade. David Tennant was quoted as saying, He was blinking boring during filming. Yeah. As part of the 2006 Children Need concert, a 4-minute clip from this episode was shown. It features Donna riding in a taxi, unaware that it's being driven by Robot Santa. Dot gives chase in the TARDIS down a motorway and tries to persuade Donna to jump between the two vehicles. The unveiling of Christmas special, a preview for this for children in need, became an irregular regular tradition afterwards, with a 2008 campaign featuring a preview of the next Doctor and a 2009 edition of a preview of The End of Time Part 1. Next note. This is the first appearance of companion Donna Noble. She also receives a lead credit as the start, which normally only the Doctor and his companions receive. She returned in Partners in Crime and left in Journey's End, both in Series 4. She reappears in The End of Time, but only as a guest star. She eventually returned in the 2023 specials as the 14th Doctor's main companion. Yes, yes, yes. Um, Catherine Tate was unable to attend the traditional first cast read-through of the episode. David Tennant's then girlfriend and former guest star Sophia Miles. That's, that's actually the girl in the fireplace. Read the part of Donna Noble on this occasion. Nora thinks that reprise of the cliffhanger scene from Doomsday had to be refilmed for the Runaway Bride, as the change of cinematographers result in this discontinuity in terms of lighting between the earlier footage and that shot for the special. Another thing is that the TARDIS car chase sequence was the first part of the episode to be publicly screened when it was shown at the Doctor Who A Celebration Children Need concert on 19 November 2006. However, it wasn't included in the BBC Radio Wales live simulcast of the event, so only seen by the concert's audience. It will be seen by the wider public until its inclusion in Music and Monsters, broadcast on BBC One several hours before the Christmas special itself. Our thing is that unlike previous Doctor Who aliens, the Empress of the Ragnos was not created using CGI. Um, this decision was made quite early on so that the Empress could fully interact with the other characters. Weighing half of a ton, the main body was like a giant puppet and was worked by control rods. It was operated by 4 technicians as well as by Sarah Paris, the actress herself. When inside the costume, she was positioned as if one seesaw, so she could move the body up and down simply by shifting her weight slightly. So I'm thinking pros, creatures, and demons. In DVD commentary, it is confirmed that the scene filmed but cut from broadcast would have continued on from Donna pointing out a piece of rose clothing, showing the Doctor angrily throwing it through the open TARDIS doors and into space. Executive Judy Gardner explained to David Tennant in the commentary that it was cut as being too melodramatic. The cutscene was not included with the other deleted scenes on the DVD release. And another thing is that it was suggested that the Torchwood helicopter be used for certain shots by Patrick Schweitzer. This was turned down. Another thing is that Doctor references Gallifrey by name for the first time on screen since the revival of the series. Interesting. Is that? Um, for legal reasons, production team made obviously fake banknotes for the scene where money comes flying out of a cash point. A 10 pounds notes feature the doctor's face and the phrases, "I promise to pay the bearer on the month the sum of 10 satsumas and no second chances. I'm that sort of man." The text is a reference to Doctor's actions and dialogue near the end of the Christmas invasion. There were also 20 pound notes featuring Phil Collinson. These had the phrase, "There's no point being grown up if you can't be a little childish sometimes," printed on them, misquoting the line originally spoken by the fourth Doctor in Robot. There's no point in being grown up if you can't be childish sometimes. All notes in the cash machines were labeled London Credit Bank and have become sought after collector's items since the airing. So, have you got some? Have you got this at home as collector's item? I haven't. Also, a new version of Doctor Who logo is introduced in this episode. This is the first time the logo has changed without title sequence changing with it. Another thing is that the title sequence reverts to its original colors as they've been modified for Series 2. During their audio commentary, David Tennant and Julie Gardner revealed that a sequence was shortcut, but in which the Doctor and Donna took a bus to get to Donna's wedding reception. Actress Bella Emberg would have made a second appearance as Mrs. Fruit from Love and Monsters during this scene. Another deleted sequence mentioned by Tennant and Garner during their commentary involved the Dr. Donna and Lens traveling to his Clements in Doctor's pink smart car. During this sequence, David Tennant's parents, his sister-in-law, and his two nieces all appeared and extras in the background. However, none of them ended up in the finished episode. Another thing is that this is the first episode of the revised series to feature a completely different cast from the series opener. Another thing is that the end of Doomsday is featured as part of the pre-title sequence, although the scene was actually refilmed. In his only podcast commentary for the episode, David Tennant explained that this was due to change in lighting supervisors, and the one hired for the episode liked to light the TARDIS interior differently. The scene therefore had to be refilmed in order to match. The Doctor Who logo in the opening credits has been slightly redesigned from the previous one, with more background detail and flair on the lozenges that the words Doctor Who sit on. Sarah Parish has co-starred with David Tennant in two other BBC One dramas, Blackpool and Recovery. This is actress with who plays the Empress of Ragnos. Sarah Paris is on record as having insisted on taking a role as some kind of weird monster when being approached by the production team for this very reason. Another thing is that the climax originally took place at Stonehenge, where C. Davis was unable to come up with a satisfactory rationale for Stonehenge's involvement. However, so the idea was embedded at an early stage. Another thing is that the Vic had 4 lines into the shooting script, but the part was cut to 1 line in the transmitted version. Another thing is that the TARDIS chasing car down a motorway was an idea Rusty Davis had from childhood memories of driving along motorways with his family, fantasizing about catching sight of the TARDIS whizzing past the other vehicles. The scene was originally meant for a school reunion, but it was scrapped because it derailed the plot. Another thing is that this was originally meant to be the 6th episode of Series 2. It was decided that the light-hearted tone would be better suited to a Christmas special. Another thing is that Russell T Davies initially didn't want to introduce a new companion, preferring to wait until Smith and Jones. Instead, he's decided that Donna would make a suitable short-term companion, bridging the gap between Rose Tyler and Martha Jones. Like Adam Mitchell, she would help to demonstrate that not everyone had the mettle to travel in the TARDIS, but she would also help establish the importance of the Doctor always traveling with a companion. Another thing is that at one point, the chase along the motorway was related to a satellite navigation system being controlled by the Empress of Ragnos. This element would eventually be given to Helen Raynor for the Sontaran Stratagem and the Poison Sky. Next, whereas the Christmas invasion had been made in a recording block alongside several other episodes, it was decided that this special would be filmed on its own at the start of the production schedule for Series 3. As such, it comprised the entirety of Block 1. Next, the first scene David Tennant and Catherine Tate filmed was the rooftop scene. I've been away from the series for 3 months. Tate's involvement was still a secret, but fortunately, the lofty location helped prevent onlookers from recognizing her. Another thing is that while filming the car chase, the production team was assisted by the Cardiff police, who enacted a rolling roadblock during the early morning hours. And last story notice that Bella Emberg reprised her role as Mrs. Scrooge from Love Monsters for an encounter with the Doctor and Donna as they dismounted a bus. But this scene was cut in editing. So that are some story notes. Last but not least, the continuity. And again, universe to consist of stories and episodes. The story and episodes are to some extent related to each other, are referencing to each other, or linked to each other, and influencing each other. Um, um, yes, and every time I rewatch the stories and episodes, I discover new things in it, and I see new links and see new context and things, and again also this. For every fan has his every fan has his own interpretation of continuity. But yeah, I will um, mention some things in the continuity. Yeah. The Doctor had previously encountered Ragnos Empress when his fifth incarnation stumbled upon her conflict with the Time Lords. Audio Empire of the Ragnos. The fifth incarnation is, of course, Peter Davison. Another thing is that the tribal physical waveform macrokinetic extrapolator is still integrated with the TARDIS systems. You see it in TV story Boomtown Parting with Ways with the Ninth Doctor, Christopher Eccleston. Next, Doctor first called the robot Centaurs pilot fish when they appeared before the Cyclops invasion. That's the story Christmas invasion. Also with the Doctor. The Saxon Master later referred to these events. We see it in TV story The Sound of Drums. When the Doctor is standing waiting for the cash machine, the shop Henrik's is nearby. Rose Tyler worked there when she met the Doctor. A sign for Henrik's is also on the taxi that the roboform used to kidnap Donna. We see it in TV story Rose. In a parallel world where Donna was not with the Doctor for these events, the Doctor would have died without regenerating after stopping the Empress of Ragnos. That is in his TV story Turn Left. Another thing is that the upstairs section of the bar where Donna had planned the wedding reception has a Manchester suite, as did Platform 1. You see it in the TV story The End of the World. Donna says, St. Mary's Heaven Road, Chiswick, London, England, Earth, the solar system. When they entered Pete's world, Mickey Smith said London, England, Earth. See it in TV story Rise of the Cybermen. When the 10th Doctor first came out of the TARDIS on the Powell estate, he said London, Earth, the solar system. That's in the TV story The Christmas Invasion. Another thing is that the Doctor remembers Rose Tyler in a moment from their time on Earth. Rose purple top, which Donna finds in the TARDIS, is the same one she wore during that adventure in TV story New Earth. Another thing is that the Doctor says that his pockets are bigger on the inside, as did his fourth. She see that in the TV story Genesis of the Daleks and the seventh incarnations, Prose, Cat's Cradle, Time's Crucible. Fourth Doctor is, of course, Tom Baker, and the seventh Doctor is Sylvester McCoy. Another thing is that TARDIS starts to dematerialize before taking off vertically in the sky, into the sky. You see it in this TV story Fury of from the Deep. That's second Doctor story with Jamie McCrimmon and Victoria Waterfield. Another thing is that Donna puzzles over the fact that there's a secret base hidden right under a famous London landmark. This prompts the Doctor into saying in a sarcastic tone, I know, unheard of. Doctor previously dealt with an underground base that housed in Nestine Consciousness and in Under the London Eye. We see that in TV story Rose. Well, Torchwood has another base in Canary Wharf. That is the TV story Army of Ghosts and Doomsday. A unit has one at the Tower of London in TV story Christmas Invasion, The Power of Three, and A Day of the Doctor. Next, Rosemary Kislet's campaign would later be shown to be based at the Shard. We see that in TV story The Bells of Saint John. The 3W Institute was inside the St. Paul's Cathedral. We see it in TV story Dark Water and Dead in Heaven, 12th Doctor. And on Parallel Earth, Battersea Power Station was shown to be a Cyberman factory. We see it in the TV story Age of Steel. Other things that Donna wears the same wedding dress once again in her virtual life inside the data core of the library. And that is in TV story Forest of the Dead. Doctor is surprised that Donna doesn't remember Earth's recent encounters with the Psychorex. In TV stories, the Christmas invasion and the Cybermen and Daleks in the Battle of Canary Wharf in TV story Army of Ghosts and Doomsday. Another thing is that the Doctor attended Donna's next two weddings. She had in audio Death in the Queen and in TV story The End of Time. And the last thing in continuity is that the Sixth Doctor previously spent Christmas 2007 with Evelyn Smythe and the Cracker family in prose, the Crackers. And that, my friends, is all I have to say about this Christmas special, this story, The Runaway Bride. Okay, the commercial. Sci-fi and fantasy fans and all sort of fans meet on the channel for fun chats about their beloved books, movies, series, and franchises. We'll talk about food and drinks, music and sport, and a special place on this channel for Doctor Who, my most beloved sci-fi series. And to eternity. From now to eternity, I will watch Doctor Who. Doctor Who, dedicated. Random, because we'll discuss everything that involves entertainment, including movies and series, books and music. Random, because we'll podcast on non-fixed times, actually many different times. You need to subscribe to this channel to know what time the broadcast is. Random also, because we have no guests or different guests. It depends on what join me in the live stream or panel. If you want to join me in the live stream, feel free to contact me via Discord or YouTube and we'll look what is possible. And also, it is possible to invite me for your channel in a live stream or panel to talk about the things we like. So, in summary, you are invited for a live stream in the seats next to me, and feel free to invite me for your channel, for your live stream and the panel. So, looking forward to meet you. The Discord server is called Random Entertainment Channel. Tag Doctor on Discord and you find me very quickly because I bump the server regularly. So cheers, mate, and have lots of fun. This is your host, Enigmatic Joker. So, I'm looking forward to meet you. See you all. Have a nice day. Have a nice weekend. Bye bye. Bye bye.